Alright guys, so let's talk about let's talk about how a paper conduit carpet bomb would work. Now, we don't know that much about paper conduits in Infamous Second Son, except that, well, they control paper. Like, for instance, this chick who, I forget her name sometimes because I just got into the game and, I did find out more about whole coma grab and stuff like that, but let's not talk about that yet. So, maybe a paper conduit's karma bomb and abilities could be similar to Naruto, where Konan who can control paper. Well, the karma bomb could be interesting, like you can grow wings, similar to the time where you glide, and it's only temporary. What words? It's only temporary when you use it, and plus, the more powerful you use it, the more I don't know, I checked the video, but during the video, the more powerful you can, fight with it. Like, for instance, like, you can, like, shoot multiple papers. It's not like, it's similar to a transformation, but we rarely see those, and the paper conduit's karma bomb could increase the strength. Like, let's say that you shoot multiple paper, whatever paper stuff Delson's gonna be shooting. Maybe he'll be, like, I don't know, making something stuff that he's based on, make it based on what he likes, and we can see what his paper could do. Like, for instance, if the paper could be like if there's like a shield, similar to Colt from Infamous 1, where the paper has the ability to shield Delsin, and he can also fire the shield, and he can fire at enemies, and it cuts them a lot. He also probably uses paper to make a weapon, which breaks apart after Delsin uses it around his chain. Plus, the karma bomb I said could be some of the Konan's ultimate jutsu in Naruto, which would be pretty interesting if you ask me. Like, for instance, this conduit girl, we don't know much about her ability except that she's like a paper conduit. And there's tons more conduits you haven't seen in like Infamous Second Son, like glass, wire, paper, other stuff like that. So if there's like a paper conduit karma bombs similar to Konan's ability in Naruto, would that mean that it would have like a limit? Like, let's say there's like a limit towards the paper where the karma bomb's the ultimate final limit, but it builds a new thing to add like overheat mode, which can like be the full potential of the abilities. Like, for instance, smoke, right? So if smoke had overheat mode, it could be like an explosive, like fiery heat, which could burn everything. And I'm talking about other stuff that could help with it. But since that Infamous wasn't necessarily complete, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the game. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think that the game could be more if there was more stuff to it. Like, for instance, paper could have like its own abilities. Like, for once, paper could be creation, where you could create your own thing. Like, for instance, if Delsin wanted to create a new weapon, but it's only temporary when Delsin uses it a lot, it gets destroyed, and you have to like get more paper. Like, if there was like paper on like tables, and you could just like drain it like as like similar to the same sound that the paper conduit made in the game. So basically, for instance, like paper conduits could have their own special abilities like creation. Like for instance, like you could create like your own like creature by using the path thing on the controller, and mainly fighting for a lot of time, and you can create multiple things. It's what Sucker Punch will decide, not me. But if it was up to me, I say you could create a shield so Delsin can defend himself if he's fighting a really annoying enemy, for instance. Or he could create something like create some origami birds if it's possible. I don't know. We've seen that chick, like, I forget her name, sorry, but I'm saying is that the paper conduit might have some, and we could probably, and Belson could probably create some paper bunnies that are like explosive, that would be easy for him to sneak through. So basically, for instance, it could be good for tactics and other stuff like that. So I'm saying is a paper conduit could be tactics and more stuff based on that. And you know how I was talking about an overheat? Well, maybe you can do like a paper conduit overheat where Maybe Slick Punch could do that. It's their decision. Maybe they can do that by if the enemy takes if Delson or another character we're playing as, right? Sorry. If we're playing as someone else who has their own similar abilities to Delson, except that they can just have the full extension of Concrete and other stuff is that, or maybe we'll get the full extension of Concrete in the next game. Who knows? They're having a hard time. They're still getting more story. So what I hope in the next story is, I don't really care if they are going to add like character creation or not, but if it's going to add that, then I don't really care. But in reality, I'm saying if we're playing as someone new, like if it's someone with Concrete or like Augustine or Wire or Paper, someone else who can control Paper, or even someone who can control actual fire, which I know it's the same thing as Smoke, but I'm just being stupid, aren't I? What I'm saying is the fact that we could play as any character if they decide to make a new character. If not, it's their decision. But if we're still playing as Delson, I like to see the next part where we go to Cardin K. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong. Sorry, but if they actually talk about how we're going to a place where Fetch was. It'd be interesting if we played as other characters. Like if after the next game they're making, maybe we can play as Hank. I know some people might hate playing as Eugene, but if the new character that was supposed to be Eugene, the female character, is going to be Eugene was supposed to be female, and the female version of Eugene's going to be his mother, I think that'll make sense. I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't know how logic works. That's what I heard from a YouTuber once, and sorry for forgetting it, but I'll look you up again later. So what I'm saying is that it'd be good if we fight an evil Chroma Graph, because that would make more sense, because if we fight an evil Chroma Graph, that would make sense. So I'm talking about this different things, but what I'm saying is that if we play as different conduits, like Hank, for instance, we can get the full extent, see what the other full extension of Smoke is. Like, we can see if there's any more extension of Smoke, because we don't know that much about it. All we know is that it's a projectile, like a shotgun, and, something like that. We can see what other abilities. We can see Hank's Karma Bomb. Maybe Hank's is more of like an explosive area. You know how Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z makes an explosive wave around his body? It could be similar to that. That could be Hank's Karma Bomb. Anyways, I'm saying we could see more story between Paper about, Delson Rowe, depending on which conduit power he gets. And if there's like a lot of power core relays everywhere, he'll be able to get faster. And it will take his time. Plus, I mean, if there's one last power core relay that could increase his strength, like they'll actually see what the Karma Bomb for Concrete. Maybe Concrete is like, I'm talking about other stuff, like, like it's also Paper. Concrete could also have an evolve. Karma Bomb could be like a giant wall that hurts him, that has spikes around it, that will kill him because that defeats enemies. Because when we last saw a big concrete wall, it looked like that would have been Delson's Karma Bomb. Sorry, nose. But anyways, I'm talking about how these games work, but Paper is a unique conduit ability. Like, for instance, we know that there's like a lot of unique conduits. For instance, Chroma Graph technically is one of those lightning conduits, and I think Delson absorbing the lightning from Cold Dead Body would bring him back to life. So yeah, that's not how it works. And I don't think Delson would be able to get his power because his conduit gene would have been gone. Unless he fought another random conduit who is related to Cole, which would be ironic. It would make no sense. Unless Zeke had found out his brother had a son, and that would be confusing, wouldn't it? So yeah, it wouldn't work like that. Anyways, what I'm saying is that, well, it's done that we don't get to see the full extension of Paper. Oh, sorry, that's my fan. Sorry. But the thing it's the fact that, well, Paper conduits would be interesting to see what Delson's power. At least we get to see, like, if there's creation, like Naruto's Konan did Naruto, that'd be an interesting ability. So, this is what I talk about what Infamous is good about, and I don't know why I'm talking random stuff, but sorry if I confuse you guys, and see you later, and goodbye.